What's up, ladies? Today we are going to talk about bar muscle up transitions. I am going to go over how you know when you are ready to start practicing them and the different transitions that I like to use with my athletes to get them ready to do their first bar muscle up. Get ready and let's go. Okay, so you see bar muscle ups or you see bar muscle up transitions on the programming, and you want to know, are you an athlete that can start practicing them? This is the test that I use to determine if I'm comfortable with my athletes starting to practice their bar muscle ups. It isn't so much about getting up on top, it's what are they going to do when they get there. So I have my athlete grab a barbell and I put it at about hip height. And the bar muscle up is the act of swinging my hips up to the bar and then transitioning over and dipping out, right? If my athlete cannot dip out and hold the top of a dip, I do not want them practicing their bar muscle up transitions yet. I'm going to build their triceps up and their pecs up so that I can get them to be able to hold that stable position. Okay, so you're going to grab a barbell and all you're going to do is press up and get those feet off the ground and hold there. And I want to see you be able to hold this comfortably for a good 5 to 8 seconds. If you cannot hold that position, then let's work on the different pieces that you need to put in place so that you're ready to be able to do those bar muscle up transitions. Okay, so now I'm going to go over 2 different bar muscle up transitions. We're going to talk about the jumping bar muscle up and the banded bar muscle up. So first we'll talk about the jumping bar muscle up. You're going to grab a box or a very stable surface and you're going to set it up to a height that when you jump, you're able to pull yourself up and over the bar. I don't want you to have it be so easy that the bar's at this height, nor do I want it to be so challenging that you fail your reps, because the goal is we are practicing that transition, right? So it's going to look like this. You're going to grab a box. Oftentimes, we have to put it on its highest setting. Sometimes you're going to have to stack a plate on top. You are going to climb up there. Okay, now, from here, one of the most common things I see when people set up their boxes is they're setting up their box and their plate so that it's actually under the bar or a little bit in front of it, so where my feet are right now. So when they're jumping, they're jumping like they would jump up on top of a wall. But that's not what we're actually doing. We are trying to train ourselves to use our hips and our kip to get up over the bar, right? So I want you to set up your feet station so that it's past the bar. So when I go to practice my kip, which is going to be using my legs right now, right, my feet, I have to do this. I'm hitting hollow, and then I'm going to go up and jump. So it's going to look like this. And then I'll dip out. Remember, and we practice to make sure, can I dip out? Am I strong enough? Okay, and then you're going to come down. Now, you can do this for reps. Like if we prescribe 8 to 10 bar muscle ups in a workout, I'm going to potentially prescribe my more advanced athlete who's trying to get their bar muscle up to do 8 to 10 transitions. But I'm looking for quality of movement. So I don't want you getting in the habit of coming down, and notice where I landed when my feet, where my feet were when I landed, they were here, right? So if I'm going to cycle them, I need to come back into this position every time. Here, come down, go right back up. Cool? This is the jumping bar muscle up. Talk about is your banded bar muscle up. This is also known as your assisted bar muscle up. Now, this is going to be a much more advanced movement than the jumping bar muscle ups, because all of a sudden, I am using this just for assistance instead of having way more control from jumping off of the box. If you are an athlete who does not have at least 3 to 4 strict pull-ups, I don't want you progressing to using the band quite yet. Why? Because ultimately, what I'm doing with an athlete who's using a band is I'm going to work the band thickness down so that we get to the point where they're comfortable practicing bar muscle ups by themselves. If you don't have the strength to do that, then we're going to end up beating our heads against the wall, okay? So I want you to stick with the box until you've got a good solid 3 to 4 strict pull-ups, and then we'll transition you to the band, and very quickly from there we will have you your first bar muscle up. So if you're at the point where you're using a band and you want to practice this, you're going to grab a band thickness initially that gives you a lot of confidence in kipping and getting over the bar, okay? So right here I have, I would say probably an inch thick band, thick blue band. You can start with even the thick green or red band if you want, and then you can play around with it, and if you're comfortable, decrease the thickness. From here, you guys are gonna hop into it just like you would a banded strict pull-up, okay? And now I'm gonna jump up to the bar, I'm gonna hit my arch, and when I go to hit my hollow again, I'm gonna pull that bar to my waist, and I'm gonna transition over the bar, okay? So I'm gonna get my swing, and I'm gonna go arch, hollow, and over, okay? Now, I'm gonna try a couple of these at a time because I can, and usually the second one, what athletes find they are more successful with because they get to use the swing from the first one. Woo! That's what I get for not being warm practicing these. And then the coolest part is you get to take your feet out, swing over the bar, down, and to them. There is my assisted bar muscle up or my advanced bar muscle up transition. All right, if you have questions, comments, if you're struggling with your bar muscle ups, make sure you hit us up, tag us on all your successes, and we can't wait to see you crush your bar muscle ups.